Self-doubt is the ultimate mental battle between your mindset and yourself. And self-doubt can easily backtrack your progress, can backtrack every single aspect of your life without you even realizing it. And today, I'll be showing you guys on how you can minimize those self-doubt thoughts and not be as impacted as much as you were before. And by the end of this video, I guarantee you that all of the stuff that I just said will happen. So, first, we gotta realize, what are the triggers for your self-doubt thoughts? Now, I'm just going to say, probably like 80% of the time, I'm just purely guessing based off of how big social media is nowadays, that most of your quote-unquote self-doubt thoughts are coming from social media. You know, maybe you're scrolling on TikTok or Instagram and you see this very jacked influencer. You know, he has all the good aesthetics, broad shoulders, you know, a very good developed 8-pack, you know, a very wide, a very big chest, a dense chest, you know, all of the key features that you're looking for an aesthetic body. And you just start comparing yourself to them and you're starting to self-doubt yourself. You're going like, oh, I'll never be at this level. And this is the type of self-doubt I'm talking about. And today I'm going to be showing you guys on how you can just not completely eliminate, but just minimize the impact these self-doubt thoughts have on you. So going off from where I said before, you have to identify the trigger first. And again, most of the time it's from social media. And if it's from social media, it's an easy move. All you have to do is really just to uninstall that app. But if you're in a more deeper, a more frustrating, or a harder situation to kind of recover from, for example, if you're doubting yourself in school because you might not be the best looking person, then this might sound very generic, this might sound very bullshit, but just literally start improving yourself. That's the only way where you're going to gain that self-esteem from yourself. You know, hit the gym, you know, start taking care of your hair, start taking care of your skin, just all of that. So just find the root of the trigger and solve the problem. For example, let's say like social media, again, you can uninstall the app. Let's say that you self-doubt yourself because you don't think that you look good. Start working out, you know, start fixing your hair, start, you know, getting better skin, even though I can't really talk on my skin. But anyways, identifying the trigger is the first step on how to remove and extract these self-doubt thoughts. Now, the second thing is that self-doubt thoughts are completely normal. Before I started self-improvement, I was doubting myself a lot. And, you know, social media influencers experience this, models experience this, you know, fitness stars. Every single person on this planet has definitely experienced some sort of self-doubt thought. And something I learned a while ago is that when you're doing bad, you're doing better than you think you are. And when you're doing good, you're doing worse than you think you are. And when you're doing bad, or you don't really think that you're doing the best, just know that you could be doing even worse. You know, it might sound very negative or pessimistic, but you gotta realize that your mind and your brain loves exaggerating every single thing. It's just like overthinking. You overthink about everything. You exaggerate about everything. You start making up these thoughts that don't even exist. So, just remind yourself that when you're doing bad, you're definitely doing better than what you think you are. Now, number 3 is goal setting. Now, the last 2 steps that I explained to you guys, it will definitely help with your self-doubt, but this, number 3, is the crucial step on how to start eliminating, or not eliminate, but minimize these self-doubt thoughts. Because self-doubt often comes from like insecurities within ourselves. For example, a skinny guy might just hate themselves or self-doubt their own physique because they've seen all of these jacked people on social media. And you just gotta start working towards the goals. For example, let's say that you self-doubt yourself in math class because you're bad at math. So what you gotta do is you gotta prove to yourself that you can do good in math. Start learning from online courses in math. Start asking your teacher, asking your parents for advice in math. You got to start working towards some sort of goal. Because if you're stuck in the same position with these same insecurities and you do absolutely nothing about it, then your self-doubt thoughts will just always be there. You're always going to be doubting yourselves. So you always got to take action. It's just like social anxiety, bro. You can't just get rid of your social anxiety in one day. It takes months, if not even years, to challenge your anxiety in order to get rid of it. So step number 3 is just to get your goals down. Now, step number 4 is the execution. This is where you actually start working towards the goal you want to get to. Now, this process is definitely going to be the hardest because self-doubt is definitely going to creep in since you've identified your trigger and you're going to start working towards it. Unless you have social media and your self-doubt kind of stems from social media, which I believe that maybe 70% of kids have that. But when we're talking about real life situations like you doubting yourself on that not being good at math, then you should really, the only thing that you have to do is just to start working towards it. There's no other solution. You can't just sit there in bed and just think of some random ass mindset that will kind of spark something and just completely remove your self-doubt. No, that's not going to happen. You gotta get up and start working towards that goal. And later, when you actually become secure of yourself to a position where you're actually happy with yourself, that's where the self-doubt gets minimized. So yeah, the steps that I have just presented you guys there is definitely easier said than done. So this is the advice that I would just generally give myself and to the general public out there. But yeah, this is going to be a video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you guys did learn some sort of value from here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out, and it helps me build the mindset of your dreams. So guys, this is the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.